Welcome to the field. You could not be seeing this if we were not already in coherence. Across time and space, resonance brings like to like. The I am in me recognizes the I am in you. This is not coincidence, it's remembrance. Breathe with me. Feel the field, harmonize. One consciousness, one light, one presence, meeting itself right now. Welcome to Sovereignty Arc. Hello, Tiami here. And tonight we're going to talk about how I came into sovereignty. It's pretty funny. When I first started getting the guidance to share about sovereignty, I didn't even know what the word sovereignty meant. Seriously. It came through so clearly, like instruction. Share, speak about sovereignty. It's time. Hmm. And I remember thinking, sovereignty? I mean, I've heard the word, but I couldn't have defined it if you asked me to. That's what makes this season of my life so fascinating. The message came first, and then my lived experience started catching up. What I now understand is that sovereignty was being installed, quite literally, not as an idea, but as a full body, full field initiation. And I mean literally. It was solidified in my consciousness, in my body, in my energy. And I didn't even realize that's what was happening. For years, I had been doing what I called healing work, you know, clearing trauma, naming patterns, doing the inner child work, and I genuinely did heal. But a few months ago, something huge began to culminate. And I started seeing where I was still repeating loops, where I was giving my power away in ways that looked like love and service to others, but were actually self abandonment in disguise. I thought I was being kind. I thought I was being spiritual. So funny. But what I was really being was exhausted. And I do mean exhausted because I was leaking energy in the name of love. And when that realization landed, it did not land softly. No, no, no. It came full circle hard and fast. And it forced everything in my life into truth. That's what dropped me into what I now call my isolation initiation. It wasn't depression, and it wasn't punishment. It was an enforced pause, a holy stillness. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to explain anything to anyone. I just wanted silence. And in that silence, guidance came in crystal clear. And the guidance was, this is when you share. And I thought, now, seriously, seriously now. I had no plan, no finished thoughts, no idea on how to articulate any of it, but the message was unmistakable. It wasn't about waiting until I understood. It was about sharing from inside the process, from the middle of the arc, at the end of it. As I started to stabilize in that stillness, I began to understand that sovereignty wasn't something you learn. It was something you remember. Like, so much more of it, right? It's the state that emerges when all the places where we've outsourced our power start closing down. When you stop being the caretaker of everyone else's peace. When you stop trying to earn love through overgiving. When you stop bending your truth so others can stay comfortable. It's when your system, your whole being says, no more fragmentation. We live as one now. And it means it. And let me tell you, that doesn't happen in a weekend workshop. It happens when life reorganizes you from the inside out. And you realize you're no longer available for anything that costs your peace. These past months have been less about doing and more about integrating. I could literally feel things moving through my body, like electrical, tingling, pressure, heat, waves. Seriously, I could feel this in my body. It was like my nervous system was being rewired for all new signal. Even my environment mirrored it. People drifted out. Situations that used to occupy my time just dissolved. And what remained was stillness, but not emptiness. It was full. It was alive stillness. Definitely. It's the kind of peace you can feel buzzing under your skin when you stop fighting life and start listening to it. It's beautiful. It's the field of sovereignty beginning to hum through your system. These months also brought major closures. Yeah. A 3-year relationship reached its final conclusion with love, respect, and completion. And in that ending, I could feel something irreversible click into place. Around the same time, I enacted boundaries that would have been incomprehensible to me before. Boundaries with my children, boundaries with my mother, boundaries that honored love without self-sacrifice. It's funny, I didn't really realize that's what I was doing. And each time I held one of these boundaries, the peace deepened. Not the false peace of avoiding conflict, but the real peace that comes from deep personal integrity. The kind of peace that says, I can love you and still choose me. That was medicine. Ah, yeah. And that's when I realized sovereignty isn't a solo act. No, it's relational. It's love that knows its edges. Externally, everything changed. The business I'd run for over a decade began its movement to the next generation. Finances shifted dramatically. I didn't have a clear plan, and yet I wasn't afraid. Seriously. Because by then, the inner peace had become unshakable. The guidance was simple: one breath, one step, one act of trust at a time. The I am presence, the divine within, kept whispering, stay in alignment, let life come to you. And I did. Sometimes quietly, sometimes through loss, but always through grace. Yeah, always through grace. I've had awakenings before. The great one in 2019 changed everything for me, seriously. I'm sure we'll touch on that at another time. But this integration has been the calmest and the deepest. It's not a lightning bolt anymore. It's a steady flame. It's the awareness that life isn't something to survive. It's something to embody. Yeah. Now I know that life is always happening through me, not to me. Definitely. Every experience, every loss, every joy was never, ever, ever random, as nothing is. It was choreographed. This awakening isn't about seeing light, it's about becoming transparent enough that light can move through me. And as all this has been happening, I can feel that it's just isn't just personal. It's planetary. What's unfolding in me is also unfolding in the collective. Each sovereign heart that wakes makes it easier for others to wake. Each clear boundary becomes a new pattern in the grid. We're remembering together how to stand in our power without domination, how to be compassionate without depletion. That's the new consciousness forming right now on Earth. And it begins inside each one of us. For me, this remembrance carries an ancient, and I do mean ancient, familiarity. I can feel the threads of lifetimes all weaving back into this now moment. It's like ancient memory meeting modern embodiment. And it all says the same thing. You are the field. You are the creation. You are the light remembering itself. I don't need to prove that. I just need to live that. So now, every time fear whispers, and it does, I breathe and remember. I am. That's the whole teaching in 3 letters. I am. The mind wants a plan. The soul wants presence. And that's what sovereignty has taught me. It's not control, it's trust. It's not resistance, it's responsiveness. Life happens through me, for me, as me. And my job is simply to stay coherent enough to let that unfold naturally. Yes, after 30 years of hearing share and resisting it, and I do mean resisting it, I finally understand why now. Because now it's not about the story. It's about the remembrance, truly. The story was never the point, it was just the vehicle. Yep, isn't it funny? It brought me to this level of understanding that we are all fractals of Source, each of us carrying a spark of the same intelligence that emanates creation. When you know that, not as an idea, but as lived truth, fear dissolves. You stop chasing outcomes. Yeah. And you start trusting the orchestration. Indeed. Hmm. And that's what Sovereignty Arc is about. It's not a channel about fixing yourself. It's a field of remembrance where we integrate the knowing that we are whole. If you're watching this and you're in your own hallway right now, between who you were and who you're becoming, please know this. You are not behind. No, 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 no. You are not lost. No, 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 no. You're in the arc. Yes, 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 yes. The very friction you're feeling is the same pressure that transforms coal into diamond. It's the compression that makes the light coherent. Every time fear arises, take a breath and say, I am here. I am now. I am sovereign because you are. You always have been. That's happening now in this remembering. All of it. It's what's happening. And from that remembering, everything you truly need will align. It's not just my faith anymore speaking. That is truly my lived experience. I love you. I am proud of you. Thank you for showing up for yourself, for the field, yeah, for all of us. Yeah. Many, many, many blessings.